There is one particular story about you
Yeah,
in those early
yeah,
2012 times,
yeah.
and I read it. It was the BBC had reported about a new Bitcoin commemorative coin
That's
that
correct.
was proposed in
That's correct.
Alderney in
That's correct.
2012.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
wanted Alderney to
Well,
have its
yeah,
own
2012, 2000. Yes,
coin.
coin. Yes, at that time, commemorative coins were minted by the Royal Mint, and I had the idea of issuing a commemorative coin impregnated with a Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
Now, the Royal Mint were interested in this because they were trying to experiment with tagging technology, which could put identification into coins. You see. And so we came up with the idea of issuing, we were going to issue 250,000
Oh my
of
God.
these coins. They were about the size of a £2 piece, uh, gold. They were gold. So, and they would have retailed at something like 1,200, £1,300. Uh, $600 was the Bitcoin.
Oh my God. Robert, you're
Component,
killing me
yeah,
here.
absolutely component, and then there was the gold. So you were taking a bit of a risk with the Bitcoin, but there was some tangibility to the
Absolutely.
gold.
And of course, these days,
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, it was quite interesting because, um, I mean, the civil service here was not much help.
they probably didn't understand it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Roy Burke was in charge. I mean, as a worthy fellow, but didn't really understand it at all. And civil servants' agenda is often to keep things as they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, we proceeded with this, and the Royal Mint were very much engaged with it. The business development director, chief executive, and then the FT got hold of the story, and it's the only time I've appeared on the front page of the FT. Only to
You're on the front
yeah, quite
page.
seriously, yes, only to Alderney to launch its own Bitcoin. You see, well, the chancellor at the time was George Osborne, and the chancellor has oversight of the Royal Mint, and the chief executive got a bollocking quite seriously, and they had to sort of back away from it.
Wow. So this wasn't this, and this has gone more than local now.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
This is national
yeah,
because correct me if I'm wrong, but if we had all just decided to buy our own
yeah,
Alderney Bitcoin coin,
yeah. Well,
we would all be millionaires.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know the price of Bitcoin. Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
Robert. What's going on?
well, it's people. People are very frightened of innovation. I had a little bit of a run-in with the Guernsey Financial Services Commission because commemorative coins were not then regulated, and there wasn't the the anti-money laundering stuff has strengthened since then. So it was nothing to do with them, but they weren't very happy about it, and reputational damage. I was
Oh my
I was
God.
told. What amused me is the chief minister Peter Harwood had to resign 6 months later over some cock up with the local stock exchange.
Oh,
So
classic.
absolutely,
But it's funny because obviously anyone that knows about
yeah,
cryptocurrency knows that it can be notoriously
yeah,
difficult
yeah,
to get into, if
yeah,
you have a digital
yeah,
wallet and stuff
yeah.
like this. But this would have been a what they would have called a cold wallet,
Absolutely,
something
absolutely,
that like would just be in your cabinet, and
precisely.
you'd say, "Honey, is that a Bitcoin in
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
cabinet?"
yeah.
And then you would
Uh,
have basically
yeah.
been able to find out that the value of this thing had
Exactly.
increased by
Yeah,
thousands of percent.
and there's a little reader where you can identify that there is a Bitcoin impregnated
That's
into it.
incredible.
So, but no, so it didn't take off,
Ah.
and that there were three things I sort of understood from that. One is that there was a lamentable misunderstanding of cryptocurrencies and of the function of money. Secondly, I pretty gather that the civil service here, while worthy people, this is way above their pay grade, and in fact the pay grade of the civil service in Guernsey. And so I thought, well, they're not really out for innovation. I mean, but I always decided after the first year I'll do my 4-year term, but there's other things I can do.
Hmm.